In 2018, Trae Young came into the league as a small guard looking like the next Steph Curry. And I mean that. This dude was lethal. The only problem is he hasn't done much. However, now that the Hawks traded DeJounte Murray, can Trae Young help the Hawks soar once again? This is the first episode of Contenders or Pretenders. Hawks, I want to go alphabetical. Let's just rock with it. Obviously, the most important player on the Hawks is Trae Young, and so we'll talk about him in a second. I wanted to talk about what happened and what failed with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young past couple years. Using Darko, we can see that both DeJounte Murray and Trae Young completely dropped off in the 23-24 season. They just didn't fit. I mean, let's see, DeJounte Murray's the red. He dropped into the negatives. And just looking at DeJounte Murray as a player, I mean, you would think tall guard, 6'5", long, athletic, good defender. Let's put him with Trae Young and see how this goes. And I just think it didn't work well. And we can see that right here. The DPM, the daily plus minus for DeJounte Murray is a 0.15. Not even a full point. Literally 0.1. And defensively, he was in the negatives, and this is the standard box plus minus scoring. In essence, he was losing his team 1.25 points every time he was on the floor, which is like, that's not good, especially if you're going to be next to Trae Young. You've got to lay down the defense, and it just didn't work out. Then we look at Trae. Trae is very good offensively, amazing, 3.3 almost. -2 on the defense, so you can't have two guys. And it's not a knock on DeJounte at all. Like, specifically, it just didn't work when they were a team. Not to mention, Trae Young has dropped off a bit. In 2021-2022, he averaged 28, 4, and 10 assists. Made the All-NBA third team. Made an All-Star game. That was really cool for him. In 23, he dipped down a little bit more. 26 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists. Still an amazing stat line for a guy like him. But no awards, no All-Star game. No mentions, no nothing. Then this past season, 24, he averaged 26, 3, and 10, mirroring what he averaged in 23. He made the All-Star game this year, so that was really good. But he did lose 2 field goal attempts per game when DeJounte Murray got there, which makes sense because you add another guy who's offensively talented like DeJounte Murray, who could shoot the ball, handle the ball. 2 shots, I'm surprised it's not more than that, honestly. It ended up being a big deal because that could have at least been 2 to 3 extra points per game with Trae Young's efficiency, looking at how that would have turned out, putting him at almost 30 points per game and 10 assists a game, which is something that he has never done, and it's something that not a lot of people in the league do regularly at all. Also, this past season, he only played 54 games, which is the least ever in his career. So there is some room for improvement. We get those field goal attempts back, maybe we get a little bit more because he's kind of like that guy, and we really need to kick that into an extra gear, get DeJounte out, get some guys, and there's a lot more room for improvement with Trae. But how's the rest of the team looking? In my eyes, Jalen Johnson will have to make a jump, and he's going to have to do more than what John Collins did for this team, which honestly wasn't a ton. John Collins was cool, never like a real all-star candidate, never really won like the top 5 power forwards in the league. He was athletic, played pretty good defense, but Jalen Johnson has an opportunity to be kind of like a Herb Jones or Trey Murphy, where he's just long. He can play the 3 better than John Collins can play the 3. If he can shoot the ball better, that would be amazing. But he's just as athletic, if not more athletic. And I really think that what he can do for this team will allow them to make a playoff appearance at the least. Drafting Zachary Richardson at the number 1 was literally a blessing that fell into their lap. And hopefully they're able to use him. I don't know if he's going to play the 2, play the 3. They better put him in the starting lineup. I think that with that, and obviously we know a lot about Trae Young's playmaking ability. If we get guys that can space the floor like Jalen Johnson and Zachary Richardson in the corner, oh my gosh, this could be a very interesting team, especially under Quinn Snyder, who's let's give some credit. He's a pretty good defensive coach, but he's a very good offensive coach as well. And since their Eastern Conference Finals appearance in 2021, they have been trending downwards. 2022, they went 43-39. 23, they went even at 41-41. And 24, they went 36-46, being one of the worst records they've had in recent memory. I am optimistic that Trae can pick it back up, score some more points, assist more, really kind of pop out in the stat sheet, kind of get people to notice him a little bit more, because he has been doing that past couple years. But I think he can really, once again, kick it into another gear, shoot off. He's got good young teammates. Maybe make some noise, because some of these Eastern Conference teams are getting a little bit older, just a little bit older. So they can compete if he is one of the premier guards in the Eastern Conference, which he has always been destined to be. So I think he just needs to reach that potential. The Hawks' success will be 100% based off of what the rest of the teams look like in the East. I mean, I've written some teams down right here. We got the Celtics, the Bucks, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Magic, the Heat, the Pacers, the Sixers. Like, that's already 8 teams. So that might just be the playoffs right there. Can the Hawks make a play-in? Maybe. Can they win that play-in and actually get to the playoffs? Maybe. Will they be able to win like a 1 or a 2 seed matchup? I don't know. Who knows? I just like to see that the Hawks made an Eastern Conference Finals appearance not very long ago. And that's still fresh in their minds. He has that experience. He can do it. So it's not crazy to say that Trae can become one of the best guards in the Eastern Conference. Once again, I think their absolute cap is getting to the first round, but not winning the first round. So I have to give them the title of pretenders. They're not contending for anything right now, this season. Not contending for anything right now, but getting number 1 pick this year. And the development of Jalen Johnson and the development of Trae Young and a lot of their other young guys that they have. Onyeka Okongwu, who I really want to see play. They still got Clint Capella, who's a little bit older. And Bogdan Bogdanovic just had a great showing for Serbia in the Olympics. So there's not a lot wrong with this team. They've got a lot of the good pieces, but I have to give them pretenders just because this season I can't see them doing anything crazy like that. I'd love to see it, though. I really like Trae Young. I think he plays the game the right way. If he can step it up a little bit defensively, I mean, like think about like everyone says, oh, small guards. Trae Young is like 6'1", maybe 6 foot, 6'1". Chris Paul is 6 foot, and he's a really good defender. Gary Payton was not tall, really good defender. Now, I get that's the whole thing where like it's like the Harden-Luka thing where you get a really good offensive player and they can't really play defense on the other side. We'll see how that goes. If maybe he drops his offensive production because he's got good teammates who can shoot the ball, dishing out maybe 12 assists a game, playing a little bit better defense, that makes them a lot better than if he's just going out and scoring 36 a night like James Harden 2018 style, right? So it's going to be very interesting. I think he can do that. I don't think he should limit himself based off what other people are saying. I know he's not doing that. But I think he really can be one of the best. I think he can really be one of the best guards in the league. Hopefully they can get another piece. Zachary Ricochet turns into something we didn't know. Then we got some on our hands for next year. This year, I don't think so. So that's all I got for today. We are doing a team. We are doing 3 episodes a week for 10 weeks, 30 teams before October 22nd, the first day of the NBA. I almost said NBA Finals. First day of the NBA. I almost said playoffs. Dude, I need to get my crap together. First day of the NBA. Right there. We'll say that. I'm excited. I want to thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. We are right there. We are moving along. That's all I got for today. We out.